Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to episode 157. 157 is a few weeks late. We actually recorded a 157 before, and it was a really bad episode. You'll hear a little bit about that in this episode. But outside of that, like I said, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever it is you like to say to each other. And, this episode briefly features all four of us before the flop has to bounce out and go do her thing. And, I'm going to upload this here in a little bit, so if you're looking for last-minute Christmas ideas, which some of us always are because it's very busy out there on Christmas Eve, don't forget to run by the beer salt shop before they close up as you listen to this. Put this on play, go out to your car, hop in, wait for the delay because it's going to go from your phone to your Bluetooth in your car, and then drive straight to the beer salt shop to find yourself a great stocking stuffer or just that booze you need to get through the holidays because, face it, sometimes family can be taxing. So didn't tell them we sent you. And outside of that, enjoy this episode. We've got we're not going to be on a 2-week break this next one. We're turning right around on, it'll be a day late because you're going to get the New Year's episode recorded at Bender's, which will be, I think, the fourth year in a row we did that. Fourth or fifth, something like that. We've been doing the show a long time, it seems. Fourth. Yeah. Anyway, enjoy the holidays. Have a great New Year if you don't listen to us before then, but you will. So that's all I got. Enjoy the bomb and whatever Christmas music I decide to play. So there you go.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Jingle bells, Batman smelt, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost the wheel, and the Joker got away.
Hey, we are back, and we just got through quoting normisms, mainly because the flop is standing with us, and at some point she's going to walk out, and it's going to derail the whole podcast. I just know it. Hey, if you're going to talk, you got to talk into the mic.
That is going to be the one thing that puts this episode off the rails.
It really is.
Yep.
But so knowing that the flop is next to me, not on mic, that means directly across from me, sorta. He kind of more angled than normal.
I slid over because I'm kind of sick still. I didn't want to spread my germs.
That would be germ-filled Bender. And, of course, to his left and cattywampus right me would be the Silver Badger.
What's up, party people?
He's more right in front of you this time.
Yeah, and what people don't know is, speaking of Bender eruptions and Silver Badger and humble brags, my wife... Every year, Tom, first off, every year Tom does this, and I don't know why you and I haven't jumped on this.
It's just hard to laugh right now.
Every year, Tom brings us a present, and we don't ever do anything. Except this year,
selfish humans.
This year, my wife made us PC Bombcast shirts.
Last year, she got us.
No, I'm just saying, me and you
jackets.
Suck. You and I.
No, I know. I just wanted to give her credit for last year as well.
Yeah. It turns out she may be the best co-host and the best person on the show.
I mean, that's undercut time.
Yeah. Well, and I think that people have I think there's a loyalty to Tom out there that don't understand how truly pessimistic and dark he is.
Oh yeah.
So they don't know what an evil person is.
I think
Goddamn Penny Marshall. That was 25 points I could have had.
Oh, yeah, I guess we could lead in, man. Hey, rest in peace, Penny Marshall. That's a big loss.
Yeah, that is a big loss.
Yeah.
I forgot she did Big.
She directed Big?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
I still disagree with you on The League of Their Own being an underrated movie.
Oh, it's a fucking classic.
I think
he said it's underrated, and I
think people love it.
I don't
think
agree.
People love it, but I think it's one of the top 10 best movies in the 90s.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it's also one of the best baseball movies, if not the best baseball movie.
I agree. But I've never seen Field of Dreams.
Oh,
so
that's a great one, man.
I just won't watch it now because of basically spite.
We're gonna so keeping with our theme about what we talked about on the football episode that's coming up here, Super Bowl season.
Bum, 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 bum.
We're also, I think,
were you actually doing that episode?
Yeah, we're gonna do it, and I think it's just our normal episodes. We're just gonna keep it the greatest football quarterbacks and teams of TV, movie, or whatever.
Oh yeah.
We should coaches too.
Oh yeah, coaches. That'd be a good one. Coach Hayden Fox, you got him.
Oh yeah.
And then also. I think for baseball, we should do a best baseball players from TV, movies, or anything.
Yeah, closer to opening day, we should do a starting lineup from baseball movies.
Oh, that'd be nice. I like it. I just wanted to look real quick since you led off with what Penny Marshall's actual her
credits
outside of Laverne and Shirley, obviously.
She was a director, right?
She was a.
I was surprised her last movie was 2001.
And there's one called Rodman, a Penny Marshall film that's due out in 2019, a documentary about Dennis Rodman.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Yeah, she did a couple episodes of United States of Terror, but let's get to her movies. She did a lot of TV that kind of snuck under the radar.
She was a master of the dramedy.
She did Riding in Cars with Boys. I didn't think that was big.
I didn't think it was good.
She did The Preacher's
Was there a pun
Wife.
intended there at the big?
Yeah, no. Renaissance Man, underrated movie.
Underrated movie.
Very good movie.
That's with Denzel, right?
Danny DeVito and no, it's Tap Dancer.
Okay.
What's his name?
I'm thinking of The Preacher's Wife.
Yeah, Preacher's Wife is Denzel. This one is Gregory Hines is in this, and it's a movie.
Rest his soul.
Yeah, it's with Danny DeVito has got to do community service, teach these slower cadets or enlistees and stuff to bring them up to speed.
Okay, I heard a good Danny DeVito joke the other day from Norm Macdonald.
Okay.
Danny DeVito looks like he has a short but thick penis.
I think I've heard that before.
That was the whole joke.
She did a League
That
of Their
sounds
Own.
very Norm
obviously.
Macdonald.
And by the way, my wife and I and our kids went to a ball game at that stadium.
Oh,
It's in
okay.
Evansville, Indiana. It was a rain out. We still had fun because
Okay.
players got out and slid on the tarp.
And isn't it the third oldest baseball stadium behind Wrigley and
And
Fenway?
all the League of Their Own stuff is still on the walls.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then she did Awakenings. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Big, obviously. But I thought she did more movies.
All right, question about A League of Their Own. I thought this was a given, but apparently some people don't see it that way. The end scene, Dottie drops the ball on purpose, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I saw somebody today put on Twitter that they just discovered that for the first time. He always thought that Kit hit her hard enough that she actually dropped the ball.
I thought she dropped it on purpose.
Yeah,
from
I
the
think so,
very
too.
beginning. And I love the movie.
Yeah.
But to this day, that drives me insane.
I don't know. I mean, I could see the sibling
It's
love there.
family love. That's what it was important.
My brother or I
And
would
she
never do that.
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
each
but
other.
you're not a woman. I think that's sort of the point.
Yeah, these weren't normal women. These were baseball women.
Yeah. Do you know what I just...
They were the women of the All-American League. They come from mountains,
Nice.
near
There
and
you go.
far.
I've watched that movie probably 20 times, but I think I've maybe seen the beginning twice total. Like, I always catch it, like, right as Tom Hanks is coming in. I'm like, well, gotta watch it.
Yeah.
And you just start
Gotta go
watching
home,
it.
get the wife the old.
The other favorite thing about that movie is when she barehand catches the ball. And,
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody's like, "You see what you do?" Yeah. Her and everybody that's ever played baseball can barehand catch a ball.
But they're women.
Oh, well, yeah, I forget.
Is that Gina Davis's best role?
Boy, I tell you what, A Kiss
Ooh,
Before
I'll
Dying.
look it up.
Or
Yeah,
Kiss,
that's a good- Long Kiss Goodnight.
Long Kiss Goodnight's a pretty good
Yeah.
one.
That is a good movie.
The
Sam
Fly,
Jackson.
Yeah.
The Fly? With,
Oh, or what about
Earth Girls Are Crazy? Or what is it?
Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice is good.
guy.
Oh, that's weird. I
Also, Lori Petty, everything she touches is terrible.
did Tank Girl in the Army now.
She's always the worst thing in every
Those are
movie.
good ones.
She was the worst part of Point Break.
She had a good role in House, but played right
Lori
into her
Petty?
wheelhouse. Yeah, yeah. There at the end of the House's run. I actually was going to bring up Bull Durham because I watched a couple scenes popped up on my Facebook feed of Bull Durham, but I think I'm going to save my conversation about that till a baseball episode.
Okay.
Yeah. So April. That's the time.
I like
You spelled
baseball.
Gina Davis, Gina, right?
No, it's Geena.
Your mom's named Gina.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked.
Damn, Gina! Do you ever say that? Because you should every day. Every day she's around.
She wouldn't get it.
Your mom wasn't watching early 90s black comedies on Fox?
My mom
Yeah.
was working nights because she worked hard.
Did she work hard for her money?
She did. She was a single mom.
The money.
I wanted to keep going.
She's
but,
not a prostitute.
oh no, neither was the girl that worked hard for her money.
I don't either. I didn't know.
That's a song.
I know.
Okay.
I don't know. Speaking of songs,
Okay.
so
Oh boy.
I was gonna bring this up
Segue.
as a whole list
Let's
because
see how
it
bad
brought
the
me up.
segue is.
Was it Steve Miller Band's Big Jet
Airliner?
Airliner song? Up until this week, I thought it was Big O Jet and a Rhino, and I my
What?
entire fucking life I thought it was.
Wow.
We big old jet in a rhino.
Yeah, right? Like, you can hear it. I had no idea it was Jet Airliner until I was listening to the radio, and they were like, oh, that's Steve Miller Band with Jet Airliner. And I'm like, that makes so much more fucking sense than
Wow.
Especially
Big O
because the song
Jet
is
and a
called
Liner.
Airliner.
That's
I didn't know the
amazing.
name of the song, and I was like, I don't know what they're talking. Why are they talking about this guy in a rhino? And I never really thought about it, and I thought it was kind of cool. Like, hey, the guy in a rhino.
Well, when I was a kid, I thought it was "We Gonna Turn That Light On," but
Yeah.
yours is way worse.
But now you want to know about Jet and his rhino, right?
No, I just
Yeah,
want to
you
know
do.
about
You
you
do.
and your health.
Yeah.
Jeremy's probably the only one who's familiar with this song, Big City Lights with Scorpions.
Oh yeah,
I always thought it was Big Titty Nights.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's like, wow.
That would be more of a Motley Crue
That's
song.
true. Speaking of Motley Crue, have you seen Vince Neil lately?
Oh,
my
that was
God.
a great,
Oh, Jesus.
great post. Poor Vince Neil. Massive penis, still. Massive penis for that overweight, awful front man.
Yeah.
But yeah. I guess.
So I looked it up for like top misheard lyrics, and they're all terrible. Mine's the best.
Okay, let's hear the best 5
I'm
according
trying to
to
understand why last episode didn't work out.
We'll talk about that in a second.
I'll look. Hold on, I'll find it.
So the last episode that we recorded.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Well, I was listening to it. It turned out to be an awful episode. And I've decided that anytime, and even though you and I are like 92% in agreement on all of our politics, we argue, and it makes for very boring, and it was long.
Did we argue about politics? I don't remember.
We did, and I tried to cut it out, and it just wouldn't. I cut it out, and it went from an hour and 30 minute to a hour and 2 minute, and it just didn't work out. It just there was no.
What did you argue about?
I don't want to get into it. We'll talk about it later. But no, we talked about.
Was it like Michael Jackson? We need to get off the wall.
It was mainly about people looking for jobs and the minimum wage thing, and
oh yeah, we did. Yeah, I felt like that was too much.
Other stuff, and I was like, that's it. Politics are out.
Yeah,
forever.
I agree.
Yeah, maybe.
So here's the list that I found, and it drives me nuts because nobody ever really thinks that these are the wrong. Like maybe they
There's
do
a
because
bathroom on the right. Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Yeah, every time you go away, you take a piece of meat with you. Correct lyric is every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you.
That's
of
pretty
course, that's
straightforward.
really like all these are really dumb.
He says, "Of course," but he thought that song was about a fucking rhino.
But like. I guess that doesn't make any more sense than mine.
That's terrible.
But anyways,
It's going to carry me too far away. Yeah. That rhino has a saddle on it.
We built the city on sausage rolls.
Oh, that's stupid.
That's really
That's
stupid. Like
stupid.
the list wasn't any fun, and I was like, "There's got to be better ones than this," but I couldn't find a good list. Like that's just dumb. Big old jet and a rhino seems like a story about a guy and his rhino.
And a rhino.
And a rhino.
Well, I mean, I guess. Hey, everybody, say bye.
Bye.
I guess
you could have got us a beer before you left.
I guess CCR did have a song about looking out my back door with elephants and what was it? Or playing.
That song's from like the 70s. I just thought it was about drugs.
Yeah. The looking out my back door though is about he had a new son that would play and would stare outside, and it was what he imagined that his son was imagining.
John Fogerty, big asshole.
On his deathbed.
Wait, he's still.
Or is he still? No, his brother.
His brother. Yeah.
On his deathbed wouldn't forgive him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when CCR got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, John Fogerty with a bunch of other people played.
Well, they had 2 shows.
Yeah, and
they somehow the other guys played a couple songs, and then he came on stage and played a couple songs. Some other random.
Yeah, just crazy.
So that song came out in 1977. I assume they wrote it high, and I was like, "There's a guy in a rhino."
There's a good chance in '77 it could have been Coke.
Yeah.
I don't know what it.
Maybe they're hallucinating.
I've never been a big Steve Miller fan.
I like Steve Miller.
I do like that
too.
song. I don't know what else they really do. They got a couple other songs.
Okay, real quick about music before we get too far into
music
the episode.
makes the people come together.
Yeah,
Makes the world go round.
Sure.
I'm not. While I do, I'm not as strongly on the side of what you have said about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and how they should change the name of it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't like it anymore. I just don't. It's not that I don't agree with putting hip hop bands and Janet Jackson. I just don't like it that they're putting people in spite of other people that are older and more and just as, if not more, deserving. And I also hearing everyone talk about how much they control it. They don't let them pick who is inducting them. How they,
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's bad.
They get like a fan vote, but it's one of like 5 votes. So there's let's say all of us got to pick, and then we're like, all right, we'll let Missy vote, but her vote isn't worth as much as yours and I.
That's stupid. Wait, so has it always been that way?
According to a bunch of artists over the last few years, they do not get a choice on who's inducting them. Like they tell them, hey, you're going to come here. Here's the list of candidates that can induct you, and they will say, well, we wanted so-and-so. And they're like, well, no, this is it.
Yeah.
And they're very,
weird.
You've had some artists say, I don't want in your thing, and have outright, not
Good for you,
done.
Axl Rose.
Yeah.
You're becoming less
I feel
of an
like
asshole by the day.
if they would have nominated Rage this year, Rage would have been like, no, I like it better that we're not in it.
Yeah, I think
Was it their first year for eligibility?
I think so.
Should have been, yeah. Could have been. I think that, was it Ozzy Osbourne, and we talked about that. They weren't going to do it, and then he changed his mind in his old age. But the Sex Pistols absolutely said, do not fucking put us in there, but they're going to stand by that. You know,
I mean, I don't know. I think at this point they have to do, just to stay relevant and be interesting, it has to be like a couple of, to keep a fan base or whatever, it's got to be a couple newer bands from like our age group that we want to see, and then like one or two older bands that, and you're never at that rate, at that pace, to stay relevant, you'll never get all of the older bands that you want to see in there.
Or you can do like these people were inducted before the ceremony, before the televised portion of the ceremony started, and then just do the big ones that you wanted to do.
So when you get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like, do they put like a little section for you in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland? Like, I mean, do they just keep expanding it, or what is it?
So, like,
do you just like, here's one guitar from this band, another guitar from this band?
I think what they do is, and I've never been there, but I've seen it. I think there's essentially the wall for the Hall of Fame people that you put on there, and they rotate the attractions. Things.
So I've been to the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Way more exclusive. No black people.
That's probably one.
Is it Hootie's not in there?
He's not in there. Yeah, I think they're touring again.
They are touring again, and I kind of want to go.
Yeah, it seems like
that is my first concert.
Anyway, so yeah, it's like Jeremy said. There's all these like exhibits that rotate in and out, and like the last part of the tour, you walk. Yeah, I'll pray for one. You walk into a huge room, and they have the bus all around the room. It's pretty cool.
I would love to go visit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
but I am getting to where I do not enjoy some of the politics that go with what goes on there.
So speaking of
like everything, you don't want to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah, people are really enjoying that.
I like that. We should start doing this. Speaking of something segment. Speaking of music, I've been watching Mike Judge's Tales from the Tour Bus.
Oh yeah, it started as country and now it's expanding.
Yeah, so season 2 is going to wrap up on Saturday or Sunday.
Is Mike Judge the Beavis and Butthead Mike Judge?
Yeah. And
okay.
It's really good. So the country season was pretty solid, and the funk season has been really good.
Yeah, that one I saw some clips of it. I haven't seen the whole thing
I'll tell you who is really underrated. Rick motherfucking James.
No, the guy was a genius.
I mean, well...
He just is not wackadoodle.
Cocaine, man.
It's a hell of a drug. Nice. I think the problem is... Dave Chappelle kind of made him a punchline, and some of his actions in his later life.
They loved him, though.
Yeah. You know? But God, his music in the late 70s, early 80s, that guy got more white women wet than the VP Fair in St. Louis. Let me tell you on a rainy day.
Wow, that was a...
But I've been digging into his
catalog. That was
a
geographical burn right there.
Yeah. That was a
very specific.
Deep cut for local area.
Yeah.
So,
George Clinton, awesome.
Oh, George Clinton's the man.
Yeah.
By the way, the funniest joke I thought about the Rick James thing was when Rick dirties up the couch and Charlie Murphy and Eddie both beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And Eddie goes, man, I feel kind of bad because, I think we should help Rick out. And Charlie goes, I think we just helped Rick out a lot. What kind of grown man knows karate? That's good stuff.
The country one was crazy. George Jones.
Oh,
that guy was
renegade.
Crazy motherfucker.
Renegade, yeah.
He was one time. He was married to Tammy Wynette, and one time he was so like fucking drunk, she threw all of his car keys in the woods and like left
all of his car keys.
All of his car keys.
Yeah.
So 15 minutes later, she went looking for him. He was gone, and so was his riding mower. He took his riding mower to the liquor store.
Nice.
So there was a video from Vince Gill. On a good night, we can stay up late, turn on the radio, and that was a great. One of those songs that Vince Gill did, and the video was him. His wives, they took their car keys and they drove to the country club on their lawnmower. And he said in an interview that was his way of paying a little homage to George Jones because at the end George Jones is driving up and he's driving back.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Those country guys have more drinking and coke problems than like rap stars.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
That was especially throughout the ones from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Because it was massive money in it for them at the time.
Mm-hmm. I still need to see the Waylon Jennings one because he's awesome.
Well, that movie was great. That was it. The dude was it? The dude was in it.
Sam Elliott?
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, or was it Jeff Bridges?
I know what you're talking about.
Being Llewellyn Davis, or not Llewellyn Davis, but
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
it came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was a good.
It was
movie.
a very good movie.
And it was essentially the Waylon Jennings story, but they changed all the names and stuff to make it because they could get through with it. And yeah, that looked good.
Yeah, it was definitely Jeff Bridges, but I'll find it.
Yeah.
Crazy Heart.
Oh yeah, I saw Crazy Heart. That's a great movie.
Yeah,
really
there you
good.
go. I have apparently drank this beer before.
Oh really?
Yeah, I wonder where I've had it. So let's segue off. Bender brought us some beers that his neighbor brought back from Kentucky. Now, I think one of them is a Kentucky beer.
That one's Kentucky.
Yeah, Lexington, West 6 Brewing, and it's a 6 IPA, an Indian Pale Ale.
And he brought me some against grain, but I didn't bring it to you guys because I'm selfish.
Yeah, and then a Rheingeist Cincy made Truth, and I apparently have had this, though I couldn't tell you where I had it, so I'm going to look it up.
So they got a real cool. He was describing to the beer shop he got these at, and he's like, "Oh, you go in, you have a couple beers, you taste stuff, and then you go to this."
If only we had a place around here. Like
yeah, and I was like, we got a place like that here. He goes, "Oh, really? Where?" I was like, "It's called the Beer Sauce Shop." My friend.
So I had this beer after my game in Pittsburgh. After the Pittsburgh Pirate game, I went and saw for work at the local brew house after that.
And that was where you met the one guy who had the one app, right?
Yeah, he had it also, and he was. I thought he was going to be just some stoop, and turns out he was repping 4 digits also.
What's a stoop?
I do not dig this orange Dreamboat.
I feel like it's a Jewish insult.
Oh, hey, speaking of our friends at Beer Sauce Shop, I got a little update from Andrew when I went in there on Saturday. They're putting off plans for their Kirkwood location, and they're going to have a restaurant at the location there on Mid Rivers.
Oh, in the door next to it. Yeah.
Speaking of local beer, since we're staying in the area,
I feel like he just glazed over. That's big news.
That is big news.
Exciting.
For those guys. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Andrew is good people.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for patronizing our show.
So I told John that he reached out to me today to tell me that he had 2 tickets for me. He said me and Missy or one of you guys.
Said me
to go to tonight was
John
barbecue and whiskey.
Okay.
And he said 2 free tickets, and we had volleyball and a game, and then this, and I was like, man, what a day to miss out. Yeah. I would have loved to.
Yeah, that would have been
real fun.
Yeah.
I saw today on the Facebooks, I think, that Gorilla Street Food is expanding to Third Wheel Brewing.
Third Wheel?
No, sorry, Two Plumbers.
That makes sense.
Two Plumbers.
That makes sense.
Third Wheel has their own thing.
Yeah.
Two Plumbers is getting a Gorilla Street Food
That's
kitchen.
awesome.
That
And
is pretty cool.
the window at Third Wheel, that guy's, he's legit.
Oh, their food's good.
He's
Their nachos are...
And he wins all these fucking cook competitions
Yeah.
around. Cause
Although when he won that chili competition, that was kind of bullshit.
Wrong guy. That guy's been bought out.
Oh, okay.
That guy didn't really play ball with the brewery, and this new dude incorporates whatever their new beer is into something.
Oh,
and,
nice.
And his stuff is legit. So shout out to the window at Third Wheel.
Yeah, because we went in there over the summer, and I was like, Rachel was like, we had their food on your birthday, and we didn't really dig it. And I was like, let's give it another shot, and it was much better. I had their quesadilla burger.
Oh, it's good, yeah. And that Third Wheel is just an enjoyable brewery to go to. The setup and everything. The beer's
Speaking
good.
of enjoyable breweries, the wife and I took off on last Thursday.
For your own day.
Yeah.
You guys never do a couple days.
Just her and I. We went out and did our little Christmas shopping, finished that up, and then we went to Cagino's.
Narrow gauge.
We had a Cagino / Narrow Gauge, and I had everything I wanted. It's like the best day ever.
Sex included.
Sex included.
That's the best. Yeah.
I got some, and then
Daytime
I went
sex
and I got
is so rare. I don't even know what it looks like.
And then I got meatballs from Narrow Gauge / Cagino's, and then I had their Fallen Flag double IPA, and it's probably top 5.
Now, are they
East Coast top 5 IPAs?
Did we talk about that on this show? But are they going to adopt the Narrow Gauge name overall and remove the Cagino name?
I don't really know. It says when you pull up now, it says Cagino's in their old sign, and then right underneath it says Narrow Gauge Brewing Company.
Yeah.
And every time I go in there, there's some other it looks more and more like a hipster brewery, like wood paneled walls.
But I tell you what, I think,
which is awesome. It's fine.
I think they're sneaky. They're in the top 3 of. They sneak into the top 3 of best breweries in the metro area.
I know the guy doing their
Second Shift and Perennial. Maybe, I think.
You're really
Huh? Yeah, I think Four Hands is fine.
I put Four Hands up there with Schlafly. They're very good at the getting into a grocery store and mass produced, not mass produced because they're so big or whatever, but it's It's a very common beer, but
And it's very good. I mean,
it's delicious.
We can do the top 10 now, and that be a prestigious category because we have so many. And it would definitely might even be in the top 5. But I think those 3 for me, and then. Friendship and Third Wheel, they would round all that out. But
every time I go to Third Wheel, I get something new, and I'm always impressed.
I just don't know, and I'm going to say this for the whole Midwest, and we drink a lot in a lot of places, so I think this is a big boast. It's not me giving the hyperbole. I truly believe this. I think Narrow Gauge has nailed the East Coast IPAs.
Yeah, I think that guy
better than anyone in the Midwest.
I do believe that guy's an award winner at his East Coast IPAs now.
Yeah,
I need to go there again. The only time I was there was Missy's birthday, and
that was hard to remember. That was hard to remember.
I think I want to hit it on my 35th, so maybe we'll start there and get some
Do we
food.
need to plan that? Do I need to help?
You
got
to talk to my wife.
That's the roadblock.
What day are we doing this at?
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
What day's
I'll
your
let you know.
birthday?
It's the 23rd of January is my actual birthday, so the weekend before or after that. Whatever works for everybody else.
It's your birthday. You decide when you want to do it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Whatever. I mean, but I'm not going to be like, if it doesn't work for one of you two, then I'll move it to the next weekend.
That's so sweet. And what day is which birthday is this for you?
I'll be 35.
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah. Staying on breweries that are local, I went to Rockwell after my
you said you were
my
going
15K, which
Rockwell
I
Brewing?
ran. Yeah.
Oh, where's that at?
It's right there off Kings Highway.
By the way, on the 15th. Don't downplay that. That's
No. I made it all the way through with running. I didn't stop. I didn't walk at all. And mile 4 to 5 was the worst fucking
That's when he hit
longest
the wall.
longest mile of my entire life. And I still have a bruised toe. I'm pretty sure like my middle toenail is gonna fall off from it. But it was fun. I had a good time overall. We did it in an hour, and my goal was an hour 30, and I did it in an hour 36.
What's the best movie about running? Is it one of the Steve Prefontaine
Run,
stories?
Fat Boy, Run.
Or Run, Fat Man, Run?
Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Oh, yeah, that's the best one.
The Academy Award-winning Chariots of Fire.
Or
it's still
Forrest Gump.
Still Run, Fat Boy, Run, I think.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Forrest
That's
Gump's pretty
Edgar
good.
Wright.
That's Edgar Wright.
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg.
All those guys.
Now I got the Chariots of Fire theme song in my head.
Hey, speaking of Simon Pegg and all those guys, Green Lit.
Hot Fuzz 2. I don't know how I feel about it
Never
because
saw
it's
Hot
so
Fuzz.
perfect.
Is that good?
You got to watch it twice.
Yeah. I think at this point in your life, you can watch it once and appreciate it. When it was brand new and it was fresh off of Shaun of the Dead,
Yeah,
it was like
I was like, this is good, but it's no Shaun of the Dead.
I loved it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's to me, it's their Club Dread. People expected so much more out of Club Dread, and if you watch Club Dread a couple more times, you go, oh, there's a lot of comedy going on there.
Yeah. Oh man, and watching Hot Fuzz like 2 more times, you're like, or 1 more time, you're like, this is genius. It's just so good. I need to watch the Into the World one.
Oh,
again. I think I've only watched it once. I enjoyed it, but I only watched it one time.
I love it too.
I didn't care for Simon Pegg's character in it. I like him always to be, and I liked what they did in it, but I don't like seeing him as an asshole. So it kind of took it away from me a little bit. But anyways, back to my run because this is all about me.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a good time. Then we went to Rooster, got some bloodies, and then we went to Rockwell Brewing Company. They were only open a week, and they only had 2 of their beers on tap.
It looks cool in the pictures inside.
Oh man, inside's really neat. It's right there off Kings Highway and 40.
Okay.
You get off, go right, and in that industrial area before you get to Cha Cha Chow.
Yeah, so we could hit.
It's on your left side.
So we could hit Narrow Gauge and then take a jaunt down to Manchester and hit Rockwell, hit Modern, hit. Hell, we could hit Schlafly on the way back. Boy, that's a good. That Manchester strip has some. I mean, it's got Civil Life.
Yeah.
Just off of it, you know. I mean, they're very close to it.
So 2 things.
It's got Urban Chestnut in the Grove. Yeah.
So 2 things about Rockwell I want to talk about. First, they only had 2 beers on tap, but the 2 they had were really good. They had a blonde lager, which is real solid, and then they had a Velvet Jumpsuit, which is an East Coast IPA. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it.
Would you say the Velvet Jumpsuit was softer than the solid one you talked about?
It was very fluffy, and I just spent the whole time rubbing the table. But it was delicious. But their brewery set up really nice. But I thought the most interesting thing was when I went to pay at the end.
They said this one's on us.
No, they don't
on the run.
They don't take tips at all. Refuse to take tips, and I thought that
means they're like Steve
they're
at
paying
Second Shift. They're paying well.
They're paying well, which I thought was cool. But I still like the ability to tip.
You
like
it's
tip
great.
Anyway. It's great that if you're paying your employees, but I think it's like you don't have to put it on your little card machine. Like at least let me give you. I guess they probably could.
So we will when we do go there in the future. We'll take cash and just leave it in the bar.
And the guy was like, "We don't do tips here," and I'm like, "That's cool, but I want a tip."
They're like
I don't know if it's ingrained in this. Or how do you feel about that?
I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying.
If people are making $40K or more a year, then I mean,
if somebody just poured me a beer, I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
not tip. But if the guy was talking to me about beers and friendly, then I'm gonna
I feel like there's the thing of there's a phrase that it's not really accurate called reverse racism that was popular for a while. If this is reverse Mr. Pinkism from Reservoir Dogs because he did not tip on Reservoir Dogs. I don't tip, so this is the polar opposite of that. We don't allow tips.
Yeah.
Mr. Pink, is that Mr.
This
Fang?
place is right up Todd's alley. You just pay and just go away. That's a little inside baseball for him.
Yeah, I don't know that one. I don't know that one. Hey, speaking earlier about doing a different episode, we are going to...
This episode's all about other episodes.
The first of the year, Mr. Ken Calcaterra, who's been jumping in on some episodes here of late, wants us to be on an episode. He doesn't want all of us. He only wants 2 of us, and he asked for me and Tom.
That's fine.
Because he hasn't met you.
That's okay.
I did call an audible and say you're better suited with John because it's an episode about comic book movies.
Okay.
And I said, he goes, I haven't really listened to a lot of Bender episodes. I said, well, Tom's never seen one comic book movie, so he laughed.
Not true.
He laughed at that.
But kind of true.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Marvel comic book.
Yeah,
movie.
that's what it was, and he laughed at that. He's like, okay, well, yeah, you guys know, so
Yeah, good call on the audible there.
yeah. But we talked about it. If we're
I
gonna
listened to that episode. He
Kevin's
sounded
a
like a
great
fun guy.
Yeah, and if we ever do a Mount Rushmore, I think he's up on that right now. He enjoyed that shout out before, and he's just a cool guy.
Yeah.
It's cool to know filmmakers. We know too.
Yeah, we need to have him come out again.
Yeah, we
That's
made.
like
We'll
Speaking of
talk about
shilling,
it.
did you guys join his Twitch page?
I did.
I did. In fact, I need to get it back to where we are streaming these damn things so people can actually see us
Yeah,
drinking.
I mean,
and stuff.
like, I didn't dress up for you to not stream it.
I like that he got a shirt from my wife and has been wearing it around his neck like a scarf the whole time.
Man, I'm sick, man. It's keeping me warm, bro.
No, that's what it is.
Well, that's one of our New Year's resolutions. I know that's coming up next episode, but we got to get more guests.
We do.
Oh, is our next episode going to be our New Year's episode?
Probably.
Yeah, this will come
next
out
week's
Sunday.
Christmas.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is gonna be.
so
I assume we're doing it in my
I think
house.
it's our best episode.
Well, yeah, it is a fun episode, and yeah, we're gonna do. I mean, yeah, we'll bring it over.
I was gonna bring up the only thing I was bringing is the movies from 2018 that I watched, like maybe top 5.
I mentioned to Tom that it'd be cool if we could find a different slant on how I'm doing a 2018 in review instead of just doing like the top ones or something. Actually, we talked about it. Like you bring the top movies, he brings the top music or something, and then we can all. That way,
I don't feel like Tom's bringing the top.
Yeah, no.
2018
Then
I
we
will
could,
bring top TV shows.
then we could argue about it.
Yeah.
And then Missy could do the top songs. We could all argue about it. It'd
Or
be
we
fun.
could do, or we could just pick one of those that we all fall into and just argue about that, like what your 5 favorite songs for 2018 are.
I don't know if I have 5 favorite songs.
You probably do if you
I
really
will
dug in and
sit down
looked.
now.
It's hard because I listen to so much music that my daughters listen to that I almost
2018 is
got
a down year in music.
You think so? Drake had a decent year. Kendrick Lamar had a good year. It was
There
a
are
good
two
year for
people
hip
I do
hop.
not give a shit about.
What about
It was a good
the
year for
old?
hip-hop.
What about Yee versus Drake? Drizzy.
Oh, Yee's back?
Yee is.
He's resurfaced?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been going around the mental health band, chirping about mental health and stuff and how his own problems. And apparently Drake threatened his family, and they've upped security around and all this stuff. There's a new East Coast West Coast feud, except it's not East Coast West
It's
Coast.
like the saddest
It's
feud ever.
Canadian pussies and wackadoodles. I don't
Yeah.
even know that that's
Yeah.
a real feud, but.
Yeah.
And they can, if they don't like us, they can come at us. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'll talk shit on them. They're
Yeah.
whack nut jobs. I mean,
Yeah, rap
Actually-
has definitely gotten real soft in the last couple of years. Like Offset's went up on stage at Cardi B's concert and tried to get her back.
$15,000
Hey,
in
serious
flowers.
question. Let's say it was the 3 of us versus Drake and Yee in a fight. Would
Oh
we win?
man, we
Oh,
beat
for
their
sure.
fucking ass.
'Cause you know I'm
Like
not gonna be
just
much of
them
a help.
3, or are we gonna let them get another guy?
Nah,
They can get Kevin Hart. I think I could take Kevin
I'm gonna go
Hart.
out on a limb. I can beat up Kanye and Drake. I think I could beat them both up. Yeah, I think I can beat them up. They're younger. Drake's younger, but yeah, I could beat him up.
I like it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
And
Kevin Hart's small, but he's scrappy.
He can bench a lot for a little guy.
Yeah, and he
I
runs
bet,
a
in fact,
lot.
I bet Kevin
He
Hart
runs
can
a
beat
lot.
them 2 up.
I think Kevin Hart could maybe put up a decent fight
Have
between
we
us
talked
3.
about Kevin Hart in the
The Oscars thing? No, I don't really feel like doing Kanye.
Jerry,
Yeah,
Sein-
we touched
Jerry
about
Seinfeld came out.
No,
I
we didn't
think.
touch on it because we haven't been together
Yeah, we
since it
haven't.
happened. It was
Yeah.
last week. That's
Kevin
how
Hart
fast
stuff?
2018.
No, it's been 2 weeks ago
2
now.
weeks.
Yeah, it's
I
been a
thought we
couple
touched
weeks.
on it.
Jerry Seinfeld came out last week and said it's Oscars lost.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones that's missing
Have
out.
they picked anybody yet?
No,
they're talking about not doing it at all. Nobody wants to do it.
They're talking about running back by committee, bro.
Nobody
They've
wants
only,
to do it?
NFL.
They've only done it one other time where there was never a host.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's
you know
a
what?
thing.
You got my vote.
It's
fine.
It's a thankless job. No matter what you do, if you they're gonna pull up some sort of shit from your past from Twitter,
Shit from your past.
or they're just gonna roast you the whole time, like because you're not being you, or you're
That's
being
why
too
I thought
safe, or
Kevin
you're being
Hart
too
was
edgy.
a good one. I thought Kevin Hart could roll with that, and like
I think
after-
Kevin Hart could have stayed in it had he just came out and said, that tweet was immature, and I've grown since then. But he didn't do that.
Well,
he bowed out.
Well, what he said too, and people went after him, and he said, those had already surfaced, and I've already apologized for them. And I'm not saying he's
No,
wrong.
and that's right. So then he shouldn't have bowed out. Just stick it out.
Well, I think he bowed out because they probably said, "Hey, will you bow out?" They didn't want him at that
Probably.
point. Yeah.
I mean, it was a lose-lose for him anyways.
Why don't they just bring the dump truck full of money to Jimmy Fallon's house?
Because he got shit on last time he did it too.
he didn't do it. He wasn't happy. They weren't happy.
Yeah, nobody
When was the
liked
last
when he
time
did.
people liked somebody? Billy
They
Crystal?
love Steve Martin or Billy Crystal. They
love Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little biased. I think if they let Colbert do it,
there was a
but
year.
they'd have to put a stipulation on how much shit he talked on Trump because he could go all night.
Yeah, there was a year that that I
Has
know.
Seth Meyers done it?
Seth Meyers has not
No,
done
he
it.
did
I think
the.
he could do it.
He did the Emmys or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
But there was a year.
and I think he kind of got roasted for that too.
I don't remember if it was the Oscars or the Emmys, but Dan Harmon and Ryan Novak wrote one, and they won an Emmy for doing it, or a Golden Globe for doing it. I can't remember what it was, and I think it was the Oscars. And I can't remember who that host was. I think that because they took over for Bruce Vilanch after he was had his big run, and I think that was a big year. People loved that year.
They should let Tiffany Haddish do it. She checks all the boxes.
Is
Is she funny?
I don't think
some
so.
people
I
do,
don't
but she
know.
checks all the boxes. As this is the year of the woman.
I think she was.
She's a minority.
Why didn't they
she's
have
a
Tina
woman.
Fey and Amy Poehler do it?
Maybe they. I don't
because
know.
they've already committed.
They've
to
already
the
done it
other
like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't solve all of Hollywood's problems. Can't even solve my own problems.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, do you watch it? I don't watch the Oscars.
No, because I think most
Viewership's
movies are-
always down like 20 million people every year, and they're like, "Oh, what's happening?" I'm like, "Cause nobody fucking cares. You're nominating movies that nobody gives a shit about."
No one gives a shit.
I mean, the last movie that won Best Picture was about a woman who fucked a fish.
Yeah,
I mean,
I watched that movie and I was expecting to love it because it was
Harmon, go
what's
ahead.
his name?
Guillermo del Toro, yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, I love everything he does.
It was a
At
great
the end
movie.
of that, it was a good movie, and but at the end, I'm like, she still fucked a fish.
Well, I want to talk about a movie here in a second that debuted today, the trailer, but it was the Hugh Jackman hosted. People raved about that.
He's charming as
and
hell.
Dan Harmon
Him and Ryan
won.
Reynolds should do it. Oh, we just solved
And it
Hollywood
was
problems.
it was B.J. Novak and Dan Harmon wrote that, and I believe that's who it was. And yeah, so they won the Emmy for that writing it. He said it's a very stressful job because you're writing on the fly for most of the stuff because you write something that happens.
Yeah.
But speaking of movies, the Hellboy trailer.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
What'd you think?
I liked it, but I'm a little confused.
it's not Ron Perlman anymore, right?
No.
Right. It's
David.
Tim or David. It's
It's the guy. It's the sheriff from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
yeah. I'm a little confused
Me too.
because the goal was to make it darker, and stuff like that, and it was supposed to be more true to the comic. And the trailer was a Marvel movie trailer.
I disagree with you on more true to the comic, darker wise, because I mean,
That's what they said.
yeah, all the pictures leading up to this was going to be like a deep, dark, brooding movie.
They said it was
and
going to be an R-rated, more close to the source material is what the goal was.
The
And
monsters, I think, are closer to the source material. I'll give you that. But I think that first trailer, they were trying to touch on the love of the other two, like bringing in that fan base from the other two.
I think the first trailer was cut to look like Guardians of the Galaxy or Deadpool. That's what
I thought it was cut to try to bridge that gap between the last one and this one.
I've heard. The last two didn't exist.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
so-
talking like for fan bases.
Some of the criticisms. I mean, I enjoyed the trailer. Some of the criticisms I heard is that they don't know if they think that he quite works yet, and a lot of people say maybe it was the prosthetics, which that's BS.
Ron Perlman looked great.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and we're talking about David. What's his name? David.
I keep wanting to say
I'll go.
Tennant,
You guys
and it's
talk.
not.
Yeah, but he is. They said that maybe it's the prosthetics that were causing him to talk off. No, it's Hollywood. They're not going to the prosthetics are not going to keep someone from talking.
No. I thought Hellboy's like talking
David, put your boat in the harbor.
David Harbour.
There it is. No, I thought the prosthetics were all right. I think his face looked a little harder than Ron Perlman's and a little more demonish, and I think that's more than more than Ron Perlman and more than what Mike Mignola draws in the comics.
Well, you're not going to put Mike Mignola did in the comics straight onto the screen.
No, and you never could. But what I'm saying is Hellboy's Ron Perlman is as close to that as I think you're going to get. And the way I'm going into it is I really enjoyed the other two, and I think that maybe I was expecting more out of it from that perspective. And I was always setting myself up for disappointment.
I just know when they relaunched, Mignola himself and a lot of people said that the angle for this one was going to be a horror movie.
I think it will be.
That's not the way the trailer is.
It's not the way the trailer's cut, but there's a shit ton of monsters, and there's always a shit ton of monsters.
More gory. We saw that right out of the gate.
Yeah.
So, but
who's the is
Mila Jovovich is the Blood Queen?
Yeah, I see that. But who's the chick with the dreads in it? Is she supposed to be the fire starter?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because she explodes at one point in it.
Does she? I didn't catch that. I watched it on my phone.
Lots of big monsters.
Which is awesome. And I'm reading right now. I've read the first 6, and I'm on the last. I'm on the 6 through 12 of Hellboy in Hell, and I'm enjoying.
Oh yeah,
every fucking moment of it.
Not a lot of words in that series.
No, but it's what I love about it is each issue could stand on its own as its own standalone story, but they just build on each other, and it's just fucking fun.
The Mignola-verse is truly one of the most underrated. Ooh, maybe that could be, instead of our big three going against each other, the best comic book universes.
Yeah,
we could do that for the next.
I know you're not a big comic book guy. I know you were digging Saga, but I think you dig Hellboy because it's a lot of He builds all of his universes off historical folklore.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It's really good, and the art's amazing.
I love the first movie. I liked it.
Yeah,
I saw the second one.
Golden
Army's
pretty
very
good.
fun.
Yeah,
very fun.
It's a lot lighter than the first one, but I still think I put Hellboy. The
first one weighed about 32 pounds. The second one was more 26 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay,
a lot lighter.
Yeah, I would put it. I'd put it in the top Mount Rushmore of comic book movies. I think.
Wow.
The second one.
The first one.
Oh, the first one.
I think it's fun.
What is your Mount Rushmore?
Dark Knight Returns.
Okay.
Civil War.
Yeah.
Guardians 1.
Yep.
And then I'm torn on the fourth one. I want to actually go ahead and give it for what it meant. Christopher Reeve's first Superman.
No.
What about Batman with Michael Keaton?
No, because Dark Knight Returns is so good.
No, it's just Dark Knight.
Yeah, Dark Knight. That's right. Yeah, Dark Knight.
It's just Dark. So to me it's Dark Knight, Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, we knew that was coming. That's a good, but it's an argument.
And this is going into saying that I haven't seen and we're going.
We'll talk about that.
True real action.
Live. These are live action.
Live action.
True real action.
Live action.
Let's just call it.
Told you
true
I'm running
real
on 4
action.
today. So Dark Knight.
What's the total?
Spider-Man 2,
take?
6.
Okay.
6-pack, man. Come on.
Stay with the fucking program,
6-pack, man.
Yeah, I'm 4 out of 6.
Anyways, I would say Guardians, Civil War, and then I put Hellboy in there.
I'll take it.
Because Hellboy's a standalone movie and it's a lot of fun, and the rest of them is like you start piling up Marvel movies, it's gonna be tough.
The problem is if we wanted to say what comic book movies, Road to Perdition's a pretty fucking good movie. From Hell's a pretty fucking good movie, and those are all comic book movies.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, it's tough.
Sin City.
Sin City 1's a pretty fucking good comic book.
I never
movie.
watched the second one.
A hard movie to watch.
Is it?
Very hard movie to watch.
I saw Sin City 1 when you got married.
We're not going to break it down. We'll break it down on the New Year's episode after you see it. But I did go see Into the Spider-Verse, and me and my youngest daughter, went and saw it. And I do think that it is like I said, it's animated, so it's hard to say whether it's the greatest superhero movie ever or it's in that conversation. But if you just go by animations, it's right up there with Incredibles and Iron Giant for superhero movies. It's so good. It's so good.
What's the loose plot?
It's about Miles Morales, who is the heir apparent to the Spider-Man crown. Even in the comics, he's super popular. He came from the Ultimate Universe where Ultimate Spider-Man was killed.
Yeah.
And he took over. Mm-hmm. He's a young, half-black, half-Hispanic kid. And the movie is essentially just his origin story, though they put a spin on it because Kingpin is trying to bring his family back to
No,
life.
no.
That's
Too
in the
deep,
first
too
5
deep.
minutes.
Okay.
And he accidentally brings other Spider-Man from, and it's silly. It's like Spider-Ham, which was a parody comic from Marvel. It's
Noir
Spider-Man Noir, which was if Spider-Man was a old gangster movie, which is Nick Cage's voice. It's regular 619 universe Spider-Man, which is
what's his name from New Girl?
from New Girl, the guy from New Girl, the
Jake
main,
something
the
or
main
another.
guy from New Girl, who's hilarious, and then Gwen Stacy, who's Spider-Gwen, who's so popular she's already got a spin-off movie in the works.
Wow.
And Hayden loved her.
Her comic book is really spun off. That was Robbie Rodriguez's creation.
Yeah, and I think it's so anytime there's a giant step forward in cool designs in comic books, or some hero, they come up with a character design that's just awesome. Spider-Man's almost always the character they do it, and I think Spider-Gwen costume's the best modern costume made.
Although I really hate her code name now because they had to change it because obviously Spider-Gwen doesn't really fit with like a
Secret Identity.
Secret Identity, but they call her Ghost Spider, and I really hate that. I don't like her code name.
Yeah, but it is she's a cool character, and it's very good. It's very good. It's
basically all these universes colliding into
Put it this
one.
way.
It's a good comic book series too.
When Hayden watches a movie and doesn't bitch at any point, that wins it over. You've made a good movie.
Oh, there
It's
you go.
Very hard to do.
Yeah.
Jake Johnson is
Jake
the
Johnson,
traditional.
fucking hilarious.
He's
dude.
great.
Yeah, and he's a divorced, pudgy Spider-Man. So, but he's hilarious, and it's a easy 6 out of 6. It may be.
So wait, 619 Spider-Man is divorced from Mary Jane?
There was yes and no. I mean, there's so much.
Don't ask too many questions because I haven't seen it yet. And
just in the comics he's talking about.
Yeah. That's a weird.
They
thing.
had a demonic divorce, and there's a bunch of crazy stuff going on.
And then things didn't happen. And
It's comic books, man. It's convoluted.
It's hard.
But I do truly mean this. It's a 6 out of 6, but it may be the first 7 out of 6 that I've ever reviewed.
Oh, really?
So it's so good.
Yeah.
So good. And the animation
7
style.
out of 6. Huh?
Speaking of the animation
It's like
style,
that cell shading type stuff. It's spectacular.
a local guy that we've reached out to that is just so busy, it's hard to get him on the show. Dan Mafood, DJ Moff.
Yeah.
His brother Jim Mafood, independent comic, was one of the commercial designers on it. Was one of the artistic designers on it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
He does good. He does really good art.
Yeah, he's awesome. And
He's worth following on the Instagram.
You could see it on there. So yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's well worth watching.
Sorry.
Hey,
getting over
I
that
don't think
cold.
we ever jump right into this episode, so I didn't bring
Jump
any
right in.
topics to talk about, but we talked about a lot of shit, and now here we are 50 minutes into it.
We're gonna-
So if you got something to talk about, Bender.
The only thing I want to swing back around to on the beer thing is Phil Rered asked us to touch on the forehand Schlafly controversy that happened.
Yeah, so I saw that.
What's up, Rerat?
Yeah, what's up, Rerat? When that went down, I saw that, and I happened to be with a customer of mine who is a cellaring kind of guy, and a big beer fan. I didn't know anything about it until I
didn't know
saw
anything
the
about it
apology,
either.
the joint issued statement.
And I was
I don't
all
know what you guys are talking about.
so I like speaking of the same thing on your line. I was all ready to jump on and get like your Twitter fingers and want to shit on Schlafly, but I think they did the right thing in this one.
Yeah, so apparently a Schlafly higher up, an
It was like a
executive,
CEO or CFO. I'll look his name
sent
up.
out
I
an
think I sold
anonymous
the,
letter to all the the bars
like a
and
craft,
stuff,
Okay.
and shitting on forehands.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like a craft beer weekly or monthly type press for bars only.
And I don't know. I didn't read the whole story, and details were very fuzzy.
Yeah.
But apparently, it was leaked. It found out that it was he who wrote it, and so Schlafly, in a joint release with Forehands, released an apology saying this is not how we do business. It's craft industry is a community, and he'd be reprimanded. In fact, he was fired.
Good.
So
Yeah, the CFO. So basically, this
CFO,
guy,
that's a big position.
CEO, 2 days after St. Louis Brewery CEO James Pendergraft resigned. It was the CEO.
It's James
How many employees does
Pender
Schlafly
not going to
have?
work here anymore.
Pendergraft. Yeah, Penny, you go.
Yeah.
How many employees do you think they have? In their corporate office.
Corporate office. I bet
Probably
it's 30.
less than 50.
Yeah,
30
I bet
sounds right.
I bet total they only have a couple hundred people.
So he wrote an article
At
basically, and
Probably.
what it alluded to, he's talking shit on Forehands, and it alluded to Forehands, the name, being a sex act, like some sort of like current.
I think they call that
like a swinging thing or something.
Yeah, it was some sort of like.
Does that mean the Florians is coming out the aristocrats as a beer?
Yeah,
next?
it was like some sort of urban dictionary sex act type thing that he alluded to in the article, and Four Hands kind of played it down and didn't say much about it. But Four Hands actually, if you do the tour, it's for the guy who started. His last name starts with Limp. I forget his name. But it's for him, his wife, and his 2 kids.
Yeah, that was that. They sold that story right out of the gate.
They sold it right out of the gate, and basically, Four Hands, everyone else, Tom Schlafly and everybody else came out and said, "This is not the way we do business. You're gone. We're a family when it comes to the
craft industry community." Yeah.
And I thought that was really big, and that was awesome of them to do.
I'd like to know how it was found out who released it, because it was an anonymous letter writing in there.
Yeah, I don't really know how it came out. I think maybe there was particular.
Idiot.
Yeah, that was. Really, I mean, you're the CEO of a company and you're acting like a fucking 14-year-old on Facebook.
A company that at this point I could say is probably profitable for a craft brewery.
Yeah.
I'd say Schlafly's probably making money.
I think they're distributing in 17 states, I believe.
Including New York and Chicago.
Yeah,
They've got to be knocking on the door of top 50 breweries and.
Size-wise,
yeah.
I think at one time they were top 5, and then the explosion happened, and they kind of got passed.
Here's his exact quote. They probably
they really were
top 5 in the. Country?
It was craft breweries back when and then it
maybe
they were. I remember because it was Boulevard, Sam Adams, Schlafly, and Sierra Nevada. They were in the top 10, and then there was this massive explosion.
And like the smaller you are, the better you were.
Passed
and they just don't have that one beer that's.
Yeah, well, like usually said, they're steady Eddie. They don't do anything.
I mean, they're safest.
Great.
Yeah, everything they do right.
And they get awards. It's just they don't. They're you know what they're not. They're not sexy.
Yeah, they're not putting out the fucking passion fruit and strawberries tart sour.
And they've always been.
Have they ever done
a
sour?
Oh yeah, they got Gozas and sours, and I've got some Goza shirts from that year and they're great to me. In fact, Missy and I love working the Cabin Fever, which is coming up in a few weeks, and we're not able to because of soccer and volleyball tournaments and stuff. So we signed up to work, and then we had to regret. And then their PR and marketing person emailed me directly and said, "Hey, I know you've missed the last couple events. We can't wait to have you back."
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was personal, and they know I've worked so many events, and I get along with them, and I always go out of my way to do more than the average. Sure. And she was like, "Yeah, we miss you." So there's 100 volunteers at every event. So
here's the exact quote that the guy that got him fired. It says, "The ladies are becoming woke and are starting to ask questions." The newsletter said, "We'd like to give them a hand, but think 4 are proving to be too many." Like in some sort of sexual reference. And it says in a joint press release, Schlafly co-founder Tom Schlafly apologized to Four Hands founder Kevin Lemp, and he accepted and everything. You know, Four Hands was named after intertwined hands of his family. Blah blah blah. But yeah, what an idiot! Just a fucking dumbass. Like to drop down to high school level stuff when you're the CEO of a company is pathetic.
That's big. That's stupid.
That's lame.
Like at this point, we should all be CEOs because we know that we wouldn't do something that fucking stupid.
We should be CEOs of something.
Yeah.
Oh, we're CEOs of this podcast.
Captains of industry.
You guys want me to assign labels to the podcast?
Yeah.
I
don't want to do finance. That sucks. I hate finance.
I'd probably put Tom as a CFO.
Yeah.
Christ.
You put a green hat on, and he's fine.
I am the only one for an MBA, so I guess that means.
Hey, don't rub it in.
I'll give you COO. I'm CEO. Missy is what other C's do we have?
Secretary.
CFO, CMO.
That's sexist.
That was sexist.
Yeah, that was.
Jesus, Tom, it's 2018.
This is not Mad Men, John Hamm.
She's the vice president of fun.
The PC Bombcast would like to apologize for Tom's sexist remarks, and he will no longer be appearing on these episodes.
Yeah, we have to go back and edit him out of every episode. How odd would that be?
Cattywampus to my
left.
left.
Snap your finger, right? And I just disappeared.
I did. I don't know if I told you guys, but I saw my favorite Chuck Norris meme of all time. Finally.
I saw it. You posted it.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Chuck Norris passed 6 stones. They were collected by Thanos and used to destroy half the universe.
Yeah, that was pretty solid.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that.
Chuck Norris is crazy.
Tom, did you? Oh, you know what? Before we see if Tom brought anything to the table today,
I got lots.
Also, Re-Rat. Also, back to that Ye thing. Ye posted, and by the way, if you don't know, Ye is Kanye West. He posted on there that he'd love to go on an interview and talk about mental health, but he thinks that all of the media outlets they angle for their own story.
I don't think he's wrong.
So Joe Rogan said, "Man, I'll give you as much time as you want. You can talk about anything you want."
That'd probably be his best spot to go.
Yeah, and that would be awesome if it happened. Missy did say though that Kanye is just, even though Joe is probably one of the better conversationalists out there and open to hearing both sides, that Kanye is just crazy enough that it may end up forcing Joe to tell him, "You're a wackadoodle." You know?
I mean, it depends on whether or not he's on his meds. I think the guy's genuinely needs medicine. I think it'd be interesting in a couple of years. You don't want me to
Joe Rogan, though, isn't like a pushover. He's the master of the respectful challenge. Like, he's had, like, Ted Nugent on the... He like, crazy
great.
people, he can kind of... He puts them in their place without them knowing they've put themselves in that place.
Did you give him a Ted Nugent one-upper? Did you call him Ted Nugent?
No, he was on the show.
Nugent was on the show.
Oh, was he?
And they were not arguing, but he was kind of...
Joe's good at arguing with you and still respecting you.
Yeah. Basically...
I could sit across from Ted Nugent and be respectful, because I just don't think he's a respectful human. He wouldn't pass that on to you. And I think that's awesome of Joe Rogan to be able to do.
I think, Nugent kind of talked about it, and it's just like, look, if you want to argue gun control with me, I'm going to tell you why you're wrong, but if you're respectful, I'm not going to make fun of you.
I disagree, but when he stands on stage and tells Obama to suck his AK-47, I think that's a little different. That's a different thing.
He's also on stage.
Exactly.
That's
I don't think that's right, though. That's playing to a crowd.
Well, look at our president. I mean, talk about
he's
playing to a crowd.
Clown. Yeah, he's playing to a crowd.
And I was seeing some tweets today about him selling people out because he wants to get rid of bump stocks. It's like,
yeah.
How did you not know this was going to happen? All Donald Trump wants to do is be liked.
Yeah, he's trying to be liked, and it's not going to work. We're not going to dive into politics. I agree with him on that, and I agree with him on the prison reform thing, and that's as far as we'll go on that.
What did you bring to the table today?
Lots.
Oh, boy.
First,
we don't have a lot of time left, though, so you can
be quick hits. Be quick hits.
Thanks for Tom not being here.
Yo.
Oh, he's about to bring it down.
Carlton.
Oh, in fact, I tweeted about this. Did you see my tweet about it?
I think he's right.
Why?
No, he stole that from, and he, by the way,
he made it up according to the story that I read. He stole it from some artist.
He fucked himself because they've got him. TMZ's got him on camera saying that he borrowed it from Courtney Cox and Eddie Murphy, and
he could just say it's inspired.
Well, and also, by the way, it's the Up With People dance, which started in the fucking late 60s.
But he's not the only one suing. The Backpack Kid's suing.
Again,
Little Yachty or Little Yacht or something.
All frivolous.
It's probably not frivolous.
It's not frivolous. When they make $28 million a day, all you got to do is say, hey, can I use your dance? Here's $1 million.
Okay, so now every movie, every TV show that does a Running Man and does a salsa and everything can be sued by the creators.
Yes, they can. That's the thing. That if it's a licensed thing, yeah.
Whoa.
But it's not licensed, you're right.
Wow, okay.
That's the problem.
There we go. Can you license a dance? And if they can, okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to get like a lot of these studios have come out on YouTube where they passed a bill that basically like if we're filming this and in the background the NFL's playing, the NFL can come after us.
I don't know Fallout very well.
I don't
know Fallout very well, but like that cannot be a huge part of the game doing the Carlton.
Oh, the dances.
The dances are massive.
But
you pay money for them.
But dances plural.
Yeah, there's
many dances,
and some people have their favorites.
Okay, so you have to pay to get the Carlton.
No, you don't.
At this point, you don't.
You can, let
at
me
this
rephrase
point,
it.
you don't.
You can pay, or you can be good enough at the game where you unlock them.
Yeah.
And
okay, so I think if you had to pay specifically to get the Carlton dance, yes, he maybe would have a right to get some of that money.
It's not called
but
the Carlton.
Here's what the problem is. I just don't want to. I don't give a fuck about Fallout, but I don't want to see games be restricted because this is like Ed O'Bannon ruining the NCAA games for everybody.
Apparently, the Backpack Kid's also suing NBA 2K or something.
Both of them. It's NBA and Fortnite.
I don't know who the Backpack Kid is, and I don't want to know.
He's the one who does the back and forth.
He was the first one to do the floss dance.
The floss, that's what it is.
On camera, but the floss dance had been around.
Wait, is that the kid that like Katy Perry made?
Yes.
Okay.
But the floss dance had been around.
I don't know, man.
It's called. He didn't call it flossing. Flossing's a hip hop.
Well,
thing.
I don't understand why you got a guy like this who needs money so badly, and then you have Patrick Berglund, the former St. Louis Blue, who apparently doesn't need money, pissing away close to $13 million, walking away from the Buffalo Sabres. Craziest story I've seen in a long time.
Why'd he do that?
He just doesn't want to
The
live
word
in
on
Buffalo?
the street is he just didn't want to go there. So I was blessed, #blessed, to sit in the Blues alumni suite on Sunday's game.
Oh, nice.
And I was talking to Cam Jansen.
And you still talk
Oh,
shit.
big name, Cam Jansen.
Cam Jansen. And
Is Cam Jansen an underrated star?
no, he's rated properly. He's
Yeah.
not a big guy.
No, but he.
I mean, he's huge. He would thick. But
he was
bench press your little
so
bitch ass.
he had funny MTV or ESPN commercials and stuff after his career was over and stuff. And,
like on ESPN 101 here locally.
yeah, and stuff.
No, he's a charming man.
yeah.
So he was like sitting drinking beers.
Oh,
with
I'm
me.
thinking of Cam Neely.
Oh yeah,
Cam
yeah.
Neely
Well,
was
a little bit different.
Yeah, big time different. Yeah, Cam Neely
Kick his
was
ass, Seabass.
Yeah, Cam Neely was awesome.
Well, Cam Jansen is a local treasure.
He is.
And he was telling me and my dad about how he used to party with Patrick Berglund back in the day, and he was like, "Hey, look, was he lazy on the ice? Yeah, sure. But did he get paid too much money? Yeah, a little bit. Was it time for him to leave St. Louis? Yeah, but he's a sweet guy, and I hate it when I see my friends just get trashed on social media.
Was he a piece of shit on the ice? Yeah. Was he overpaid? Yeah. Was he kind of a lukewarm personality? Yeah. But I love the son of a bitch.
It's kind of like that, yeah.
It's kind of like when, you know...
But anyway,
when one of you's not around.
Yeah,
so
when
the other
Jeremy's
side-
not around, I'm like, yeah, is he kind of a douche?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Does he brag about himself a lot? Yeah, but honestly, I still like him.
I'm pretty awesome.
Yeah. I can't imagine it. I can't remember in any sport, I guess Le'Veon Bell, but at least he was holding out for more money, of a professional athlete walking away from that much money just because, fuck it, I don't want to live in Buffalo. I mean, I've been to Buffalo. It is a very shitty city, but
Shitty cities
walking away
also
from that much
rhymes.
money.
So
I don't know, man.
Other quick
the
hits.
most amount of tables lit on fire and smashed through.
yeah, what a
I never
weird
get tired
capita.
of those videos.
Hey,
never
what,
get tired
what,
of those videos.
What were you talking about? You brought up first before that. Oh, the dancing. Back to the dancing thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say
Where do we stand on that?
I think it's retarded.
You think the lawsuits are retarded?
I think they're retarded. I don't think they're going to hold much water. I think they're not an intellectual property. And now, that said, if they can prove and they can start copyrighting them, I'm all for it. But there's not a precedence over those being in it, except maybe Michael Jackson's Moonwalk.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he also, though, had a game and a movie where they did it and copyrighted those things. So, I mean...
excuse me. I think it's.
I
I
think
think.
it's
I
a
think
catch
the argument is there for people to want some sort of monetary funds, but I don't think that legally there's no argument.
And I
there.
think it's very hard to prove that you are the creator. Like I
Exactly.
said, Carlton stole that from Up With People.
I stole, but created.
Well, no. If we're going to talk about them getting money and stuff, then steal is the word we're looking for.
Really?
If he claims that Fortnite stole it from him, then he has to acknowledge that he stole it from someone else.
I mean, it's
Because
it's
he
tough.
got paid for it.
I got to be honest. Like, if anything, if I was Carlton, I'm like, man, I'm fucking relevant again. Yeah.
Yeah, whoa, why don't you watch the Game Show Network? Alfonso Ribero's had a lovely career on that.
Oh,
His second act is it's humble, but it's big.
what is
It's
it?
good.
That's like AC Slater. He's in like he does
Mario
like,
Lopez?
Mario Lopez does
Hosting
so many
something?
like hosting things. He's
According
like,
to-
that guy's
according-
living the fucking dream.
According to Joe Rogan, AC Slater, legitimate tough guy.
See that?
I mean, he's still fit as fuck.
And was really good at wrestling and boxing. So,
I can see that. He was a good wrestler on Saved by the
and he
Bell.
was one of the best.
Yeah.
He had a hard time wrestling a girl.
He did
Yeah.
not
It was
like
a
that.
tough episode.
Couldn't-
Tough episode.
haven't.
Tough
Couldn't tuck his
episode.
penis in.
Yeah.
Also, quick hits.
I don't know if that's got to do with him wrestling.
Christmas
a girl.
Chronicles. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
I haven't watched
It was
it yet.
good. wasn't it?
I
Did you
really
like
did.
the E Street part?
I did
Yeah,
like
it
old
was
Stevie.
good.
I haven't watched it yet.
That's good.
It's worth
And
watching.
also on Netflix, The Kaminsky Method. Really enjoyed it.
I really wanted to watch it. It's
Which one's
who's
that
in that
one?
again? That's
It's a Michael Douglas and Alan Alda.
Arkin.
Alan Arkin, yeah.
Yeah, Alan Arkin, who seemed
Oh, that's a
evil
TV. That's a TV like that short series.
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's
Not 8 episodes.
yeah, but who's the producer of it? It's like
Oh, it's Chuck Lorre.
oh, Chuck Lorre,
Yeah.
Chuck Lorre.
Yeah. And it does have some Chuck Lorre, like, jokes. Good scene where Michael Douglas has to get his prostate checked, and the doctor is none other than Mr. Short, Thick Penis himself, Danny DeVito.
No,
Oh, there you go. That's fucking funny.
Just good.
Man, you know his sausage fingers are going to just be all up
Hey, you
in
know
there.
what? People shit on Chuck Lorre, and I get why, but he can write. He can craft. The man can craft a joke.
Yeah, and the guy knows how to mass appeal. That's great if you want to be the niche audience guy or whatever. But Chuck Lorre, he knows how to make your mom laugh, and that's the point. That's why he stays relevant, and that's why he writes hit after
there's
hit.
a lot of jokes where your parents would be like,
and by the way,
Prostates.
Alan Arkin and Michael Douglas, two very good actors now and always.
Michael Douglas is fantastic in this,
and just charismatic sons of bitches.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I like Michael Douglas. It reminds me of the movie Wonder Boys. Like, he just plays a very vulnerable, like, down on his luck kind of guy. He does that role very well.
Wonder
I'll
Boys,
check it out.
also a very good movie. Also a very good book. And who wrote that book? He wrote About a Boy. He wrote Wonder Boys.
Nick Hornsby didn't write Wonder.
Who wrote
Nick
Wonder Boy?
I don't know that, but Nick Hornsby's About a Boy and High Fidelity are his two big books.
Oh, okay.
Did you say fidelity?
No,
High
High
Fidelity.
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 High Fidelity.
Say fidelity.
Fidelity.
You can say it. You said fidelity.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
No. Michael Chabon.
Okay.
Grammar
of
police
Cavalier
over
and-
here.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure you knew.
The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. That's who it was. I knew
okay.
those were two big guys at the time that were really prolific.
Have you watched Ballad of Buster Scruggs yet?
I haven't. I wanted
Got
to.
I
halfway
want to
through.
watch it. Is it whatever he says it is?
It's a Coen Brother thing. I mean,
Is it?
So it's gonna be fucking weird.
so I
Is it what it
I'm gonna
says it is? Should we crown it?
we
I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, it's so fucking great." Blah 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 blah.
we let him off the hook.
Like I just watched a
so
movie
you
that
know what it is?
Yeah.
It's 6 short stories basically.
Yeah.
I've watched 3 of them.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll watch the next 3. I'll probably
See-
will at some point.
See, I watched.
I'm a Coen
The Liam
Brothers
Neeson one is
fan.
really good.
See, I watched Sorry to Bother You, which is another like indie darling this
Yeah.
year, and it was very good. It was very much. It was up my wheelhouse in the like the workers' rights and blah 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 type thing. But man, it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. There's some horse people at the end, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Who's in that one again?
The guy from Atlanta. I'll look his name up.
Okay,
Armie
yeah.
Hammer's in it too.
Yeah,
The
okay.
skinny guy from Atlanta.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. I just had to be reminded.
And it's good. It's worth watching. And the chick from I had her name the other day. The Valkyrie from Thor Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, I like her. She's
yeah,
fun.
she's great.
fun.
Tessa Thompson is her name, right? Yeah.
Sure.
She's in it.
Says
And then Glenn from Walking Dead is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Well, he died, so I'm glad he could.
Well, Glenn from Walking Dead season that I watched 5. I don't know.
Yeah,
I stopped watching after Glenn died. So
you're okay, I guess.
yeah, no, it was good, but it's similar. It was weird. Did you guys watch Outlaw King yet, though?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Dude,
You
we're so
motherfuckers gotta
busy
watch
right
it.
now. It's
watch
hard.
it.
I do have off.
No, I know what you're talking about. So busy.
I am off the week of Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and I go back January 2nd. So
Yeah.
after Friday, which is probably going to be a slow day at work.
Yeah.
Work's been atrocious of late. It's been real busy.
I
Not busy. It's been busy with putting out fires. How
yeah,
about that?
that's how mine is. But we're trying to wrap up because again we're off from the 21st is our last day till the 2nd. We go
Yeah.
back.
That's awesome.
Can't wait. So we're gonna do.
Can't wait.
Did you have another thing? Anything else? Last thing? Anything? Whatever. You got anything?
Merry Christmas,
Got anything?
guys.
Yeah.
Well, Merry
Well, no, we
Christmas.
got another episode coming.
Merry Christmas. Merry
This would be
Christmas.
the Merry Christmas episode. If we could,
Happy
if
holidays.
you could give one gift to the world, what would it be, John?
Peace on earth.
Yeah, that's pretty cliche. But yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Understanding. I give the ability to understand the other person's point of
yeah,
view.
yeah. I'll
I'm not
go
saying
with.
agree, but
I'll go with being humble.
Yeah.
You're really good at that.
I'm very humble.
Well, I mean, I'm not.
How
but,
humble brag.
whatever.
The word humble's in it.
Yeah, there
You are speaking of humble. How about you, Hummel? What's your one gift to the world?
The gift to the world?
Yeah.
This podcast,
Fucking
motherfucker.
right. Slap hands. Yeah.
If I could give one gift to the world, I would give everybody iPhones with Pornhub as their main screen because I think the world would be a less angry place
Less
if everybody
repressive?
had
I think there's
Pornhub.
statistics that prove that countries that openly allow sex and stuff are less violent when it
Yeah.
comes to
Yeah.
sexual acts and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, look at Europe. They don't even have guns. Every once in a while you get a couple shootings, but it's mostly because they're down with the boobies.
Yeah, tell Paris
Did 3 people die? 3 people died yesterday.
You raise gas and people riot. Hey, by the way, my last hit will be I did see that Chicago is not the deadliest place per capita on the planet. St. Louis still holds that pretty solid. But
on the planet?
There's an asterisk. There's an asterisk there.
Chicago, St. Louis holds the deadliest place in the United States per capita. Chicago holds the deadliest place per murders. Yeah. The murder rate in St. Louis is higher, but both Chicago and St. Louis have dropped. So
Chicago dropped 40%, and we dropped 17%.
But it's still more deaths a year in Chicago than anywhere. Chirac, man.
Also, we have an asterisk there because they only count St. Louis City. And St. Louis City and St. Louis County aren't combined into that statistic.
Yeah, and that's Chicago City. These are cities.
Yeah, but that's a much larger city than St. Louis.
Yeah, I know. That's why per capita we are.
There's still like a weird asterisk. There's still a weird asterisk there.
Yeah, well, Chicago's part of it.
No, it's not an asterisk. It's per capita. That's the asterisk that you're looking for.
Whatever.
No, it's accurate. That's why the word means.
Yeah, St. Louis City's only like 330,000 people.
Yeah.
Chicago's like, 5
Probably
million.
5
But
million,
Chicago's part of
1.2.
Cook County, where St. Louis City is St. Louis City.
Yeah, Chicago's part of a county where St. Louis City and St. Louis County
we will
are
see the city
separated.
and county merge in our lifetime.
Yeah, I think we will too.
Well,
after we get an MLS team.
Yep.
In 2020?
And a
2021. Hey, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on soccer, but Man U fired their coach finally.
Yeah.
Jose is gone.
He gone.
Gone.
After
See you, Marino.
ass kicking by Liverpool.
I think Pogba is going to stay.
Yeah.
Arsenal lost.
You still on the Man U thing, huh?
You still ride that train?
I get very frustrated.
It's your first year. You can bow
You
out.
can bow out anytime.
No, I'm not on the Man. I like Lukaku, but he drives me insane also. I really enjoyed watching Liverpool.
Aren't they great?
I really enjoyed watching Liverpool.
Yeah, I watched
that was awesome.
I watched a little bit of Topgolf on Sunday. They were pretty good.
I liked watching Tottenham.
Yeah, Spurs are good.
Tottenham's good. They beat Arsenal today.
My thing is, I just enjoy watching soccer. I got
it's
2
fun.
games in on
You're a
Sunday.
Spurs guy now, right?
You know I want to be, but honestly, I just can't leave Arsenal.
You like those Gunners, huh?
I just do. I love
How'd
the Gunners.
their day end up today? Not
It did
good.
not do good.
Not good.
They did not do good. They lost to the Spurs.
Yep, not good.
I couldn't watch the game
Was
because I
it
couldn't fucking
2-0?
find it.
What's
That
that?
was 3, I think.
It's hard
3-0.
not to like
Oh.
Liverpool because Jurgen Klopp is just a treasure.
Yeah.
He got in trouble for running out and hugging his goalie after they scored a late winner against Everton.
Liverpool's every bit as entertaining, but I wanted to. When I got into soccer, I wanted to be I wanted to have like a fun rivalry or whatever, you know. And I was like, I'm not gonna jump on the Liverpool train because it's. We were the only couple people that watched soccer, so it was fun.
Yeah, I've been on that miserable terrain for 10 years.
Man, you did draw Paris Saint-Germain, and that's not good for them.
No, they're going to get their ass kicked.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly.
Liverpool didn't get a good draw either. They got Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
And I was a little confused on the Euro Cup thing because I thought Arsenal won their bid, like made it all the way through, but they're not in the top 16.
They didn't make the.
They didn't make the cut. I thought they were
Championship this year.
3-1 though.
They're in the Europa, aren't they?
Oh, that's what it is. I must have confused the two of them.
So for all you out there, the Europa is the NIT of the European
Yeah.
soccer championship.
It's very hard to follow if you don't know what you're talking about. You got to research it and really.
you gotta-
look into
you
it.
You guys
really
want to?
dig
I have a
in.
book called Bloody Confused, and it'll explain it all in 300 pages in a fun
Oh, yeah,
way.
that'd be-
The fact that it
worth
takes
it.
300 pages to explain it's not very good.
Yeah,
I would
this is
argue.
tough.
I would argue that it's taken 150 episodes for 57 for people to try to explain us, and they still can't do it. So
Yeah.
that said, I think we're just going to wrap up today.
You're tall and bald. I'm handsome, and Tom's got gray hair.
Tom, let's
Yep.
hear what kind of enthusiasm coming off of what was it, 4-1 win last night?
I had 4-1 win last night, but I saw another total shitbacle on Sunday, another 7-2 loss.
Yep.
I'm 0-5 this year, so hey, you know what? Let's go Blues. And more importantly, Merry Christmas, baby! You sure look nice. That's my Springsteen impression.
Yeah. It was good. It was good.
It was
Well,
good.
Oh, speaking of Springsteen, on Netflix, he has his musical, his Broadway show.
He
Pretty
just
good.
totally shit on this clothes. But go ahead, Bender, bring us home.
Hold on to your butts.
All right, we're playing the music.
God, that was enthusiastic.
Well, you stepped on his toes.
I'm trying not
Twice
to
even.
cough. I'm trying not to fucking die right now.
Crashing through the roof in a one-horse open tree. busting out I go, laughing all the